Bismillah. Peace, everyone. Alright, making sure that everything is working everywhere. This. I pray you all can hear me okay. Hold on, let me make sure this is doing what it's supposed to do. Okay. How is everyone doing today? It is good to see you. I pray the sound is fine. I have a very interesting topic that I like to discuss. But before we get into it, there's something I would like to address. That I think is something that happened today that was kind of inspiring in just in an interesting way. But how's everybody doing? And for those of you who are already tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from, and ASL, age, sex, location, 30, female, Georgia, United States. Let's see if I can see. If there's a little feedback real quick, please excuse that. I'm trying to make sure I can see all my comments. There we go. Thank you, Baruch. Peace, Jasmine. Peace, Greta. Peace, McBib. I see my YouTube people in the building. So, welcome to Zewdy Zen Zone. If this is your first time here, I am Zewdy, curator of the Zen, and this is a virtual sacred space where we focus on the power of positive and forward thinking and healing and well-being, and knowing that those things are connected. So I'm really happy to be here sharing space, holding space for us all to learn and grow, and I pray that something that I say is beneficial, is helpful, informative, as well as entertaining. So I have a few things that I want to talk about, but I want to first say that I like to move with intention and purpose as much as possible. I want to be someone who is self-aware and, doing things for a reason. So that is how I do things. I'm wearing these colors with intention and purpose. So I will explain first. Orange. I'm wearing the orange today, which correlates with the second chakra or energy center from the bottom, which is the sacral or sacral chakra, and that deals with the womb area. It's associated with pleasure and creativity, sexuality, joy, and that is something very important, and because of what the topic is today, that is the main component of my colors today. The orange is the dominant color that I'm wearing. Secondly, I want to mention the yellow, which deals with the third chakra, which is right above the sacral or sacral. It is the solar plexus, and that deals with willpower, self-esteem, drive, that sort of thing. Very important. These are all very important principles and things that I want to embody myself. And thirdly, I want to point out the blue. Blue deals with the fifth chakra, which is the throat, and that deals with expression, communication, speaking your truth, that sort of thing, right? So all of these are important in general, but something happened earlier today that I want to talk about, and I hope I don't spend too much time on it, but as I mentioned earlier, something about this situation really inspired me, and I feel that I have a message for somebody out there. So I'm just going to tell you, earlier this morning I was spending time with my homegirl and her family, her children, and I received a comment on my YouTube channel, on my last Zen Zone, actually. Actually, before I get into that, I think I have to say this first, okay? So, I want to make the disclaimer that I am not a medical professional or a doctor or anything like that. I know most of you all know this, but I want to make that disclaimer. I am just someone who is very interested and passionate about healing, and especially in the realm of natural remedies and medicine, plant medicine, herbs, alternative medicine, and holistic healing, understanding that there's a connection with the mind, body, and spirit. And also, of course, nutrition, healing through nutrition, and also considering preventative healing or preventative nutrition and nourishment and that sort of thing, because there are a lot of conditions, a lot of diseases and things that could be prevented and could have been prevented if we had the information, if we had the knowledge to live in such a way that would keep us in an optimum state of well-being, But a lot of us don't know, and some of us are genetically predisposed towards certain things, and there's a lot of things that happen. So anyway, I say that to say that is what I'm here for. I want to share information. I take care of myself. I haven't had to go to a hospital or a doctor. I don't really fall ill, thank God. I've been able to manage for a long time, and I help those around me, my close friends and family members and pets, with their health conditions and things, and I love to do it. It's something that I find joy in. I find joy in helping people heal, and who knows where this path will take me. Maybe I will take it to a professional level someday, but in the meantime, I do what I can with the resources at my fingertips, and I've been successful at helping people heal from things, cure things, overcome things, and I love that, So I felt it was necessary to say that before I go into this story. So this person left a comment on my last video saying, I believe that some people need to see a doctor. And I said, well, of course. That's not something that I deny. especially if you don't know what's going on with you, if you're experiencing some kind of pain or discomfort or some abnormal something, by all means, seek medical help, medical attention from a professional healthcare practitioner wherever you need to go. I don't discourage that at all. So, I respond to this person and I say, well, of course. So they respond and say, especially if they keep asking for money donations for empty content they post on YouTube. So I responded and I said, this is free content and information. However, several people have asked me how they can support me monetarily, so I made it easier for those interested in doing so. I don't beg for donations, nor is it a mandatory thing. If you don't want to, you certainly don't have to. And if the information does not help or resonate with you, you absolutely do not have to watch or listen. Peace. So, I said that because, that's what it is. Now, it's really interesting that somebody would come and say those things to me because I'm on here offering information that I do research on, and it really brings me joy to be able to share the things that I learn in hopes that somebody can benefit from it. As I mentioned before, and you all know, it's free. I don't charge people to come and listen to me speak on information that you can very well go on the internet and find books and do the research yourself. But some of you have asked over the last several months how you can donate. People ask me for my Cashapp, they ask me for my Venmo, my PayPal, and instead of scrambling trying to type it in the comments or whatever, I found a very easy, convenient way to put it up there for anybody who would like to support monetarily. There's no compulsion. I'm not forcing anybody. I'm not demanding anyone. I'm not begging anyone. But it's very much appreciated whenever somebody does donate. And even if you don't, I just appreciate you being here, spending your time, attention, energy, your conversation, your feedback, because a lot of people share with me how this has been beneficial, and I'm really happy about that, However, there are some people who do recognize this as a service and want to support monetarily, and of course I don't discourage that. I appreciate it very much, but I'm not here hurting anyone. I'm not robbing anyone. People are here at their own free will, and I appreciate it very much. So that experience, I wanted to talk about, sometimes people, they have an issue with themselves. They may feel like, they don't like what you're doing for whatever reason. But it's oftentimes a projection of something going on with them. They may be dissatisfied or unhappy with themselves, and they see you doing something, and they want to project their unhappiness or their dissatisfaction on you. So I wanted to speak to all of you out there, any and everyone who is doing something, whether it is being on a spiritual journey, a journey of self-discovery, starting a business, whatever it is. I want to encourage you to keep going, keep growing, despite the naysayers, the Debbie Downers, the a-hole alums, and the detractors. They're going to be there, and don't allow them to discourage you and bring you down. Don't allow them to cause you to stop going after what it is that is in your heart to do. Because you don't know where your path is going to take you and who may benefit from whatever it is that you're doing. And if you allow them to cause you to quit or to stop traveling on that path, okay, they may feel accomplished, but nobody wins from that. Absolutely no one, not even them. They may feel like, oh, they got to you and woohoo, but they're still miserable within themselves, because if you have something going for you, if you have your own life and things that you're going after, you wouldn't even be worried. You wouldn't waste your time and your energy trying to tear somebody else down or make them feel bad or insult them. You know what I'm saying? So obviously this person has some sense of a lack or something, because they came on my page talking like that, and it's like, I didn't do anything to warrant that. Are you not entertained? And if you're not, it's okay. I may not be for you. I may not be for everyone, and that is perfectly fine. Nobody is forcing you to watch me or listen to what I have to say. Go on your merry way and do something else with your time. But for those of you who enjoy Zewdy Zen Zone, I thank you. I appreciate you. I really like our little community that we're building here, and I look forward to seeing what more this will become in time, God willing, inshallah. So yeah, that was just a little word I wanted to say, because everybody experiences it at some point in their life, and of course at varying degrees. But someone such as myself, who is kind of like in the public eye, I get a lot of stuff like this from time to time. And, it happens. And because I'm such a public person in this way, it's usually people that I don't know in real life that do this sort of thing. But I do understand that for a lot of people, most people who are, just trying to do something in life, you can get that kind of negativity from people in your actual life, like so-called friends or family members who are projecting their own self-doubt or fear of failure, that sort of thing, onto you. And, I just don't want you to be discouraged by that sort of thing. It comes with the territory of, doing something new, doing something that's never been done before, or, just trailblazing. It is what it is, and just keep going. I'm here if you are experiencing something like that and you need somebody to talk to, reach out to me. I was really thankful for that situation, because it honestly did inspire me to say something. I really felt like, oh, I got a message for my people today. And you know how some people say haters are my motivators. Now, that don't mean I want everybody to hate on me. Like, no, that's not what that is. But it's about taking that negativity, that negative energy that's being directed towards you, and transmuting it into something positive and constructive. So, I'm really thankful for the opportunity to do so. And I'm thankful that these days I have a lot of self-esteem, yellow chakra things, solar plexus, because I speak on myself from time to time to let you guys know about me and how I was and where I am now. And I'm telling you, I used to be a very insecure person. I cared so much about what other people thought, to a very inordinate degree. And especially when it came to the people from which I come, which are East Africans, Ethiopians, and Eritreans. And because I didn't feel like I had the connection, because I wasn't really raised culturally in that way. I don't speak the languages and that sort of thing. I used to try to overcompensate for that by putting the flags in my background and really trying to appease that audience specifically. And, you know, they really used to make me feel bad at times by telling me I wasn't Ethiopian enough, and you know, that I wasn't a real Ethiopian or a real Eritrean. And it used to hurt my feelings really bad. But I just thank God, because when I started developing that connection and relying on God for my security, that was when I stopped caring so much about what people externally thought of me and felt, and learned to really have that that security with the God and really cultivate it within myself. And it's like, you can't tell me nothing, because I know who I am and what I am. I know, like, my DNA. That's something that nobody can take away from me. My heritage, where I come from. So yeah, all praise is due to Allah for that, for my sense of security that I you know, let's say 5-6 years ago, it probably would have gone differently. I probably would have been really offended and hurt by it. But this is just some random person on the internet, and you know, I pray that they find peace within themselves and find something better to do with their time, instead of, you know, trying to tear me down or whoever else. And something that was kind of funny was that when they first left the comment, they left it with their Google account, so I actually know what their name is, but they deleted the comment and then commented again with a username that doesn't have their actual name on it, because they wanted to be anonymous. Now that is an indication that maybe they're not proud of what they're doing or what they're saying, and they want that anonymity. They want to be anonymous when they're leaving this hateful comment. But too bad, I already know who you are. I don't really care, but I know who you are. And, you know, FYI, and for future reference, when people leave a comment on my YouTube channel, it goes to my email. So even if you delete it, I still see it. So joke's on you. Oh my goodness. But yeah, keep doing what you're doing, y'all. Whatever it is that you're doing of good, you know, you're trying to grow, and just be yourself, and don't let other people try to make you into something that you're not. And, you know, sometimes people feel entitled to you for whatever reason, because of maybe some kind of connection they have to you. It's funny, because I was just talking to my friend about a similar thing, but sometimes people may feel that they have an entitlement to you because of a connection to you, maybe because of something they did for you. But understand that you don't live for them. You know, I'll speak for myself. I live for God. Okay? I live for God. I live to serve God, and I want to be pleasing to God. So I live my life with that in mind, and you know, do things that would be pleasing. And I don't believe that God would be pleased with me trying to prove myself to anyone who is really unworthy of that. So I pray that that word was helpful to somebody out there, and that, you know, it was a word of encouragement. All right, let's see what the folks is saying over here on YouTube. All right. Oh, thank you. The colors, I love the colors too. I feel really good. I feel like I'm exuding the energy of these energy centers, chakras. I'm feeling really good today. All right. Kaija says, there are loads of people who have a negative energy towards your growth for reasons known to them. Just keep on growing. You are appreciated for the positivity you share. Thank you. That's all I'm trying to do. And that's the thing, you know? Like, I'm here attempting to do something that will benefit others. So, like I said earlier, if this is not your cup of tea, if this does not resonate with you, you are more than welcome to spend your time watching something else, doing something else. But there are people who watch me on a weekly basis, and people who watch, you know, after it's been done, and come to me in my DMs or publicly telling me that they benefit from this, that they appreciate what I'm doing, that they learned something from it. And that really brings me a lot of joy, you know. I appreciate it very much. That in itself is rewarding. So yeah. Peace. Chantel says, hey queen, facts. Yes, thank you for that protection. I peep it. Mansoor says, those who try to pull you down are already beneath you. Oh, I mean, yeah, that's the truth. And I appreciate you being here once again, especially being aware of the time zone differences. Okay. Oh, what is the sound called? Is it from YouTube? It's very peaceful. Yes, actually, I have, what I'm playing right now is these Tibetan singing bowls on YouTube in the key of D, which resonates with the sacral or the sacral chakra. So that is why I chose that. As I said earlier, I like to move with intention and purpose, so I chose that for this specific video. Let's see, chat, how y'all doing? Oh, talking to the folks in the chat? Yes. Hold on. Akutagawa, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Sometimes well, sometimes unwell. Moody, I guess. Haha, how about yourself? I hope you're well and healthy. Zabib, too bad, so sad. Nathaniel said, oh dang, doxed. I mean, I'm not gonna dox the person. I have no desire to expose this person for what they said or what they did, you know. They know who they are, and it is what it is. Same as you, friend. Ups and downs, the eternal journey. Okay, let's see what the folks are saying on Facebook, if I can look at that right now. All right. Definitely. Peace, y'all. Peace. For some reason, when I look at the Facebook comments, I don't see everything all at once, which kind of sucks. And I was trying to I try to have it shown like multi-stream on the software that I use, but unfortunately it doesn't work for the Facebook. So you know, just doing what I can here. Yeah, maybe if I look on here. But anyway, so today I wanted to talk about womb health. As I've mentioned before, I am not a medical expert. These are just things that I'm very interested in and I think are interesting. I am a woman who has a womb, and so I wanted to get into some things. Let me see, where should I start? Okay, so I think I will start with this article from The Final Call where Minister Farrakhan talks about the womb. The article is called The Sacredness of the Female. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Throughout the earth, the female has and continues to suffer the abuse of men and the abuse of societies that have not clearly understood the extreme importance and tremendous value of the female. Okay? In many societies, when a female child is born, there is great disappointment, and the female is looked down upon as someone so much less than the male, which leads to abuse, the lack of proper care, education, cultivation of her gifts and talents, and lack of appreciation to Almighty God Allah for the gift of women. Let's see. This is a beautiful article. If you want to read it for yourself, look up The Sacredness of the Female, Farrakhan. It's on thefinalcall.com. Now, Allah God speaks to us saying that we should reverence the womb that bore us. According to Random House Dictionary, reverence is a feeling or attitude of deep respect tinged with awe, veneration, a gesture indicative of deep respect, and obeisance, a bow or curtsy. I repeat, we must reverence the womb that bore us. Since the womb of our mother is sacred, then this teaches us that the womb of every female is also sacred, for it is from her womb that all scientists, prophets, sages, messengers, kings, rulers, and gods have come and will come. According to Random House Dictionary, sacred is devoted to some deity or to some religious purpose, consecrated, entitled to veneration or religious respect by association with divinity or divine things, holy, regarded with reverence, secured against violation, infringement, etc., properly immune from violence, interference, etc. How many women see themselves and their wombs as sacred? If the womb is sacred, then the passageway through which the seed of life enters the womb is also sacred. Okay, so I wanted to start off with that as a foundation because it is a very sacred thing, the womb. And you know, something that we are taught in the Nation of Islam is that the originator of the heavens and the earth, the first God, Allah, created himself. He started off as a divine spark in the triple darkness of space and created himself in that triple darkness of space, and that the womb of the woman is actually modeled after outer space, out of that triple darkness. So if you think about the womb and how all life starts there, in that darkness, it's a very deep thing. Very deep. And you know, I don't believe that many of us are taught properly how to view ourselves and to value ourselves. And the womb is so sacred, and in some places it is known as the seat of emotions, and there is a deep connection with the womb and the heart. And there's just so much on a metaphysical level, but I want to talk about some physical things and ways that we can strive to maintain a healthy uterus and womb area. I took some notes. So, we want to do our best to avoid xenoestrogens, which are foreign estrogens found in chemicals such as pesticides, in plastics, some plastics that may, your food is wrapped in, and tap water as well. I myself have been avoiding tap water for several years. it's been a while. I think it's been over a decade now that I've been avoiding tap water. Now, these things are really harmful because they decrease the elasticity of the uterine wall, which can eventually lead to infertility. Also, pads and tampons, these disposable menstrual products, they contain a lot of harmful chemicals called dioxins, and they really negatively affect that area. I want to also say that something I read was to avoid birth control, especially for a long period of using it for a long period of time, because it disrupts your hormonal balance and also increases your chance of developing fibroids. Now, I know a lot of different women that have been on birth control. They were prescribed it to deal with hormonal issues, right? They were experiencing really bad acne at a certain point in their life and heavy periods and stuff like that. And sometimes people are prescribed birth control to deal with that. Unfortunately, it has a very negative effect over time, especially when you start using it at a young age, because of that, the hormonal disruption that it causes. As it said, it will increase your chances of developing fibroids. I know some people who ended up developing endometriosis, which is another condition of the reproductive system. And okay, next, what you can do to help maintain the health of your womb: regular exercise. Now, this is just good overall, but it's very good because of how it helps your body, it helps your brain with the different chemicals that it releases. And when you sit down too much, it is actually something that weakens that area. And when you work at an office job, you sit a lot, and that is not good, obviously. Something else that you can do: acupuncture, acupressure, and I'm gonna share an acupressure technique that I learned recently that helps with womb health. Eat foods that are high in omega-3s and 6s. If you eat fish, a lot of cold water fish have these omega fatty acids. If you are vegetarian or plant-based like me, you can get this from different seeds like flax seeds, pumpkins, chia seeds, hemp seed, and avocado. I love avocado. So yes, those are really good foods to help the health of your womb, of your uterus. You want to eat foods that are high in fiber, because eating fiber helps your body's elimination process, and it can help to get rid of excess estrogen, which causes a lot of problems in the womb area. So foods that are high in fiber are some legumes, whole grains. I will always recommend the beloved navy bean. It is the best legume in the world. And after the navy bean, I would recommend lentils. I grew up eating a lot of lentils as an East African descendant. We eat lentils in our cuisine. Vegetables, especially dark leafy green vegetables, as well as broccoli, bok choy, cabbage. They're high in folate, calcium, potassium, magnesium, and different vitamins that help support the health of your womb. Fruits, especially fruits that are high in vitamin C. Vitamin C, of course, is good for your overall immunity, but it helps to boost the immunity of your womb, which will in turn help to prevent infection in that area. Also, the bioflavonoids in fruits can help normalize estrogen levels in your body and also reduce the risk of ovarian cancer. So, fruits that are high in vitamin C, citrus fruits, oranges, lemons. I like to drink lemon water every morning or lime water. And recently I learned, I think, was it the red bell pepper that is higher in vitamin C than some citrus fruits, which is very interesting to me. Vitamin D. Now, we would get our vitamin D from the sun, but because of the climate that many of us live in, we don't get sufficient amounts from the sun. So sometimes we have to supplement. If you are a dairy consumer, then you might get some from your dairy. But vitamin D is very crucial for the health of your womb. Some other things that you can do to help heal your womb or maintain the health of your womb are yoni steams or vaginal steams. If you're unaware of what that is, it is where you have these special herbs that are put in hot water, and you sit over that in a pot or a specific kind of thing. If you don't have a yoni seat, you will just put it in a pot and squat over it or sit over it. And of course, you don't want to do it while it's piping hot. You don't want to burn your lady parts. But the steam helps. It brings up the goodness from the herbs into that area. And of course, you don't want to do this when you're menstruating. You don't want to do it when you're pregnant. So this is something that I do and I benefit from. Also, before I go any further, I want to recommend you, if you are interested in learning more about womb health and taking care of your womb, or if you're seeking some kind of services or a consultation or something like that, one of my good sisters, Allison Muhammad, she is a yoni steam practitioner as well as a doula and knows so much about womb care. So I want to recommend her. If you go to AllisonMuhammad.com, you can see all of the different services she has. And actually tonight at 8 o'clock, she is having a class on Clubhouse, the $1 Million Doula. And today she's dealing with, hold on, let me go look at what it's called. Yes, so $1 Million Doula, womb taboo. So I'm going to talk about why there's such a taboo as it relates to the womb, how and who. Discover the true power. So yeah, get on Clubhouse and check out $1 Million Doula. She does that every Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And she's great at what she does. And she is a professional in that realm of things. I am not a professional. I am just a passionate person about health, especially when it comes to us, our people, and our women. So yeah. Next, what do I want to say? Oh yes. There is this meditation. It's a heart womb meditation that I learned of and that I do to help connect with my womb area. And I think it would be beneficial for any woman. I think that a lot of us are not connected with our womb. And that might sound kind of silly to some people, but our bodies, the way that we connect through our consciousness, it's a very powerful thing that we can do. Now, this womb heart meditation, this is how I do it. So get into a relaxed state. Make sure you're somewhere comfortable. You can either be lying down or sitting up, however you feel most comfortable. So I will place one hand on my womb area. I usually put my left hand on my womb and my right hand on my heart. And I breathe in through my nose, and I breathe in very deeply and feel the air filling my belly. And as I do that, I imagine the air starting from the bottom and traveling up to the heart, connecting the two spaces. So I do that. I breathe in, and then I exhale. Sometimes I vocalize like, it's whatever I'm feeling in the moment. And I do this for however long I feel. Sometimes it might be 5 minutes, sometimes it might be 10 minutes. But as I do this, I also speak positive affirmations to my womb. And I will say things like, you are fertile. You are loved. You are healthy. You are valuable. I love you. I am listening. So those are just a couple of things that I will say to my womb as I'm doing this meditation. Remembering always to breathe deeply and just pay attention to how I'm feeling as I'm doing this. So sometimes afterwards, I may want to just jot down some things that come to me, because sometimes things will come up as you're connecting with that space. You will have thoughts and feelings, and if you don't have anything come up at first, just journal. You can journal some of those affirmations that you spoke to your womb, and that may help encourage whatever it is that will come up. So please feel free to try it out. Don't feel weird. We should have a healthy connection with our bodies, especially as women. Our womb, it is the creative space. I mean, it is literally the portal that brings life into this dimension, It's such a powerful part of us, and not enough of us know our power. Not enough of us have that connection. And the trauma. So many of us have womb trauma from different things that have happened. Not to mention that trauma, it comes, we have generational trauma, and that's because trauma is held on a cellular level. Like, this is real stuff, okay? And sometimes we have womb trauma from things that have happened to us as a child, whether it was a physical violation like a molestation or a rape. Sometimes we have trauma from very just traumatic experiences that get held there in that womb space. And then there's like even more obvious things like abortions, miscarriages, stillbirths. Those things are womb trauma as well. And miscarriages as well as stillbirths could also be considered a manifestation of a womb trauma that caused those things to happen. And a lot of the different conditions that women have are a result of trauma, unresolved trauma in the womb. So we really need healing on a spiritual level, on a mental, emotional level, in order to really achieve that healing on a physical level. Because we can do our best to address the physical things that we experience, but more times than not, the physicality of it is not at the root of the illness. So I just wanted to mention that. I just wanted to share that as well. So I pray that this was helpful to somebody out there. Something else I want to mention before I share the acupressure that I learned. Something that is really helpful for the womb is doing, of course, Kegels, which is clenching and releasing the pelvic floor muscles. If you need a better understanding of that, if you are urinating and you stop the urine from flowing, that is essentially that motion, that muscular motion. And womb massages. So massaging that area, you might want to use different oils. Some people like fennel seed. Some people like rose essential oil, which is kind of expensive, but if you can get your hands on some of that, why not? Okay, so the acupressure technique that I want to talk about is, so if you locate your belly button about 4 fingers down from your belly button, that is the spot that you will press on. And you press there, not too hard, but you press there and you rub in a circular motion. And that is something to help maintain the health of your uterus, of your womb area. What else? Is there anything here that I missed? I also have some more notes on my phone, but I already see we're almost coming up on an hour. Okay. All right, let me see some of these comments. Israel DeGenna says, confidence, positive thinking, they show in one's character. With that, a person develops and grows. Your aura shines. People can see this. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Not only does it beautify your life, but the lives and attitudes of those around you. I mean. And honestly, if you are not helping people in that way, if your goodness or whatever it is, and I just want to say that anything of good or of value that you recognize or see in me is not me. It is from God. It is from Allah. It's from the Most High. I cannot take any credit for it, but that I strive to be someone who is pleasing to God. So if there's anything of good that you see in me, just know it is from Him. So thank you. But yeah, if you have anything of value or is of goodness, if it is not of benefit to other people, then really, what good is it? So I thank you for that comment, and it is something important to me. I pray to add value to the lives of the people that I'm in. Jasmine, when you said avocado, I was like, yay, avocado, me love the avocado. Look up John 9, avocado. That's a great song. Peace, Thad. I see some people in the building. Walaikum salam. Simply Eccentric says, thank you for addressing these things in such a dignified way. You're awesome, Zewdy. Thank you. I really appreciate your appreciation. It means a lot to me. And I'm just happy that I can share information that can help people, And once again, I already made the disclaimer, but I do not claim to be a professional. I just research these things. I find them very fascinating and interesting. And, I want to be informative and helpful to those who visit the Zen Zone. So I pray that some of the things that I shared were beneficial. And I pray that all of you who are watching stay encouraged. I appreciate you very much. Let me take a sip of this. This is cranberry water, which is beneficial for that area, more specifically the urinary tract. I love cranberry. I love it very, very much so. Thad says, hope all is well. The whole U.S. is frozen. Well, almost, at least. I am well, by Allah's grace. Georgia didn't get hit too bad, but it is cold. I'm not complaining, though, because I'm thankful for what I do have, which is food, clothing, and shelter. And, just pray for our people in Texas. And for those who don't have homes, my heart goes out to them and those who are less fortunate, because it is really difficult. It really is. And I don't want to trivialize or make light of their circumstances, because it's really hard out here. And I love you too, Mekthib. Okay, I know I missed some stuff on Facebook. One day, I'm going to get all this streaming stuff together so I can see everybody's comments at once, and it'll all make sense. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay, I see my mother is watching on Facebook, which is wonderful. Yeah, I can't see all of the comments at once for whatever reason, because that's the way that Facebook likes to do things, but it's all good. Now, if anybody has anything that they would like to share, if there are any health topics that you would like to discuss here in the Zen Zone, please feel free to leave a comment about it, and hopefully I will see it and jot it down in my notes so I can do some research. And I really do enjoy this, it is a service, but it's a service that I feel honored to be able to get into and share with you all. Okay, let me see. Maybe if I look over here, I can see the comments. No, it's not working. There's a little feedback real quick. Please excuse that. I'm trying to make sure I can see. Oh, there we go. Now, can I see all the comments now? Let's see. No. Oh well. It's all good. Okay. How close are you from releasing a new song? Okay, that is an interesting question. I will address that in a second. Betty L says, I started watching your Zen Zone and started at the beginning with Zen Zone 1 and went on here to start watching number 5. And LOL, forgot today is Wednesday. Y'all all here live. That's true. Well, welcome. Welcome, Betty L. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation of your name. As many of you know, I do not speak Amariña or Tigriña fluently, so my pronunciation of things is going to be off. So please excuse me. So Thad asked, how close are you from releasing a new song? Now, I want to say that some people are upset because it doesn't seem like I am focused on doing music, and music is how many people know of me, right? That's how most people know who I am, because I did YouTube covers and then I had some music come out and stuff like that. And my life journey has taken me on a very interesting path. I never intended to stop making music, but as someone who does not have the support of a label or that sort of thing, the resources, the funding, it is not really, like, just to be frank, I can't really afford to focus on music like I would like to. Now, for those who want to see me do music and say they want to support me in that way, I have an Amazon wish list that has a couple of pieces of studio equipment on there that I intend to get at some point, when my funds is looking better. And actually, from some of the donations that I got from the Zen Zone over the last several months, I purchased some equipment, including a microphone shield, which is something that would eliminate my need for an actual studio booth. But my desire is to build a studio at home so that I could make music. I can create music here in the comfort of my own home, and as I would like to. So, just putting that out there for those who say that, they want to see me do music. You can do that. You can go to my Amazon wish list, get something off of there. Offerings, it goes towards that. So anyway, oh yeah, Thad, I know you're not upset. I wasn't referring to you. There are people that are upset, though. There's quite a few of them. If you are a fan or a supporter on my Facebook page, you will see that quite often. So yeah, that's that. So that is my time here with you in the Zen Zone. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your attention, your energy, your presence, your time, your engagement, your feedback, your donations, everything. I'm really thankful to be here with you all and share this information and to have these conversations about healing and well-being. And I pray that something I said touched you, moved you, inspired you, encouraged you, to keep going and to know that we have the ability and the power to take charge of our health, to take charge of our lives, as best as we can, as long as we equip ourselves with the requisite knowledge and information and educate ourselves, inform ourselves, and then apply what it is that we learn to enhance the quality of our lives, health-wise and otherwise. We really have that ability. We have the ability to create our own reality. But it starts with believing that. Do you believe that you have the ability to create your own reality? I believe it, and I know it, and I know that everything that we see in our external world is a reflection of what's internal. Everything is a manifestation of that. It is what we have attracted into our lives, whether consciously or unconsciously, intentionally or unintentionally on autopilot. That's why it's so important to really be self-aware and be aware of our thoughts, aware of our feelings, so that we can be more in control of what happens in our lives, so that life is not just only happening to us, but we are being more in the co-creative function of life. Okay? We were made in the image and likeness of God, right? Which means that God gave us the ability to do these things. But we have to know that, we have to believe that. And without his permission, we're not able to do it. But he gave us that. He gave us that ability. So as long as what we're striving for is in alignment with the divine will, we can have it. We can make it happen. So I think that's all I have for today. If you want to connect with me outside of the Zen Zone, hit me up on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. Those are the main places that you can find me. And I really enjoyed spending this time with you and sharing these words. And one more time, I want to shout out Sister Allison Muhammad. Check her out at AllisonMuhammad.com. Check her out on Clubhouse tonight at her classroom, $1 Million Doula. If you follow me on Clubhouse, I'll follow you back so I can ping you into the room. And, you can look into that and learn some more womb health things and learn it from a professional that I vouch for. So, I think that's all I have right now. I love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that, we are now exiting the Zen Zone.